A lot of the baits that we're using, jig and Rapala style baits, jigging spoons, they have treble hooks on them. Very important. You get a fish on, keep constant pressure on them at all times.
He's coming back up there in the graph. Up and down, up and down. It is common for a fish to hit a couple times too. Just because you missed them the one time, if they are fired up like that, sometimes they'll hit a second or third time. That was a big miss.
Fish on. He came down, he was hitting on Justin's bait.
Yep.
And he went down toward the bottom, he turned around, saw mine, came up and just smacked it. Doesn't feel like a real huge fish, but a fish is a fish.
Yeah, the way the last 10 fish came in and looked at it, we'll take what we can get at this point. A biter is a biter. See on the graph too, you now have the fish about 50 feet under the ice coming up.
I always put a little more fight. Saw that top and he didn't like it.
Yeah. You got about 30 feet to go, Bob, before you hit the ice. Coming in quick though, like you said.
Yeah, this is coming good. Not taking out drag, but he's a fighter.
Yeah. Got some good head shakes going on there. That's like a nice trout. Get his head up the hole just a little bit. I'll get a hold of him. Oh yeah, that's a real nice trout. It's real dark too. White tips on the fins.
Hold him up sideways for the camera.
Very nice trout. That's the one that I missed and Bob caught. He is a dandy. He's probably about 23 inches.
It's the biggest lake trout I've caught so far. He's not huge, but it's definitely a keeper.
Average size. It's a nice fish. Solid 3-pound fish. Came unhooked. He already came unhooked. Really nice color too with the dark. Oh, they are hard to hold on to. Solid muscle. Really dark color to it, which throws a lot of accent off on the fins. When they got that white tip on the fins, it looks really neat. For the most part, the trout are kind of pale out here, but it's kind of rare to get a real nice dark fish like that.
They're definitely a beautiful fish. They put up a fantastic fight.
And they're hard to hold on to. Oh, I just didn't bite. Just gonna say, this is not necessarily a Cisco lure, but sometimes they'll hit it. And what we got is a school of Cisco that came in about 70 feet down in 136 feet of water. And the Cisco's like it moving a little bit faster, so not much of a pause at all. And they are hard to hook. They have a small mouth and they try to attack big lures. It just doesn't work out for them. So he did bite it, but I did not get a good hook set on him. He probably didn't have much of the lure in his mouth. They swipe at it most of the time. He's still chasing me. It's amazing how much he's chasing me. He's chasing me right up there like that. I'm now only 40 feet below the ice. And that one, the school had left, but that single fish is staying with me. And he keeps chasing me up every time I take it up. He's coming up again. I got him to come up to 25 feet below the ice, and now he's going back down. I'm going to check my lure. That wasn't very far down.
Okay, I'm taking a look at mine.
Yeah. And he's coming back already. Doesn't look like a really big mark there. You see that up at 40 feet. I do have a fish that come up on my bait. I got him. I don't know what it is. It's probably a Cisco, but it came out of a school of fish. It was way up high, right underneath the ice. Oh, it's a little lake trout. He was cruising up high, way up underneath the ice, and I think he was swimming with the school of Cisco. That one wouldn't be legal size, so I'm going to let him go. But nice looking little healthy fish. Only 35 feet down and 130 feet of water. Shows you how important the graph is.
Justin, we were talking about mobility, and that's one of the key things in, I guess, today's ice fishing world. You need to be mobile. Now, these are permanent shacks, but you also have tongues on them so that they'll lift up at a moment's notice. And you can take the shack, as I understand it, to any part of the lake you want.
Mobility is the key to catching more fish, I believe. I won't build or buy anything unless it helps me be mobile. There's days where we'll move 3-4 times and set up, you know, in 3 or 4 different depths if we can't get some aggressive fish to show up. And yeah, I do strongly believe that it helps us catch a lot more fish by being mobile.
Also, since we're talking about the shacks, Justin, as I understand it, if you have a guiding package set up with someone else on another lake and you have shacks open, that you'll also do a rental on just the shacks if someone wants to come in and just rent a warm shack for the day?
Yeah, we try to provide anything we can for our customers. We'll rent just equipment, or we'll include equipment with the shanties, you know, as rental shanties, and we do, you know, obviously fully guided trips with the meal and the equipment and lots of fish included. You know, as my lure was dropping, you know, the water displacement must have called that fish in from the side, because it just appeared as my lure was going down. So they're cruising around out here halfway down, but when they feel that or hear that water displacement from your lure going up or down in the water column, I think it kind of calls them into the side, into the where we can get a good look at them. It's usually good for a pretty hard bite up there, about 50 feet under the ice.
I've seen fish too where I'm dropping the lure down, and in the process of dropping it down, the fish sees it.
Yep.
And it's just coming up like a bullet and hammers it on the way down.
Yep, that's it's a good way to call in a hungry one, is by moving your lure up or down in the water column, you know, some distance, 30 feet or more. Or is that you? No, that was a fish. That was a fish. Wow. He came up really, really fast. See that line? There you go. All right, get him right up, right up, right up. There you go. All right, I'm gonna get this rod out of the way. Fish on. Nicely done. That one came up really fast too.
We're having problems seeing the graph today, but he just shot right straight up from the bottom and just hammered it. He's fighting fairly good. I mean, it's not going to be a huge fish again, but definitely put a fight on. Bring him up fairly fast, so we may see some bubbles come up. If you heard some of the gurgling sound as we caught the fish, that's actually them adjusting the pressure in their air bladder. And of course, the higher they get, then the lower. There's the swivel, so we're about 20 feet away from bringing them through.
Yep, got about 25 feet under the ice yet, bud. Gonna be coming up here.
There he's coming.
Nice trout.
There's a keeper.
All right. Nice spots on him. Very nice color in that fish. He ate that Buckshot with the China bait.
So once again, we proved that the China bait is, there's a gurgling I was talking about. China bait is definitely, you know, proved that it's worth the money. It's a fantastic bait. He's a little small, so we'll do a measurement on him and decide if we're going to keep him or not. While we were there, we had the opportunity to speak with Justin and for him to explain to us where he guides and what he guides for. Justin, while we're waiting for another pot of lake trout to come through, could you explain to us which bodies of water and what species are targeted on those bodies of water that All Seasons Adventures guides for?
Well, each body of water that we target has something very unique about it. I'll go say it right now. Starting with Big Green, right here, being one of my home bodies of water, is the deepest lake in the state, being over 200 feet deep, and produces a lot of lake trout action throughout the year during the open season. And smallmouth fishing is phenomenal out here all summer long. So we target that a lot. And Lake Puckaway is another body of water that I spend a lot of time on. I grew up on Lake Puckaway. It still holds the state record northern pike, and very big pike action out there. We catch lots and lots of walleyes out there through the whole year as well. Another body of water that I fish a lot is Lake Winnebago. That is the biggest lake in our state. The walleye population out there is phenomenal, and you'll find from June to September that we're pulling in lots and lots of walleyes out of the boat out there. Petenwell flowage on the Wisconsin River is the second biggest lake in our state, and that has a wide variety of fish to catch. At the same time, you're catching catfish and sturgeon and muskies and walleyes and 15-inch crappies in the same spot. It's just a phenomenal fishery. So I tend to stick to some of the more unique bodies of water in our state, but I also have about 10 more smaller bodies of water right here in our local area in Green Lake County and Dodge County that will produce a lot of action as well. So there's always something to fish for. That's we got a good bite going here most of the year.
So if a family wants to come out and do something as simple as panfish, you can provide that on one of the area lakes?
Yep, it's a lot of fun. Some of the smaller spring-fed streams or lakes that we have here, I could name about 5 of them right off the top of my head where you can catch bluegill after bluegill after bluegill when they're up on the beds. You know, that is a possibility, but 90% of the time we are targeting walleyes or bigger game fish. So it provides action for the novice and the experienced fisherman at the same time, you know.
I understand that you also do some guided hunts. Could you tell us what species you pursue?
In the fall, it's a lot of fun taking guys out duck hunting and goose hunting here. And being in the Horicon zone, last year we were allowed 6 stags per person is what most people got. And I'll have groups of 5 or 6 guys coming in, and that, we can shoot 10 to 12 geese per day then. So if we do that 3 days in a row, we've had some pretty big bags of 30 geese in a group, last fall and the fall before. So the goose hunting end of it's really fun, but being here in the Horicon flyway, the mallard hunting is phenomenal. We shoot a lot of different kind of ducks. I have a lot of duck decoys. I provide all the equipment for even a gun if that's what they need. But yeah, a lot of duck hunting action in our area, from the Horicon Marsh to the Grand River Marsh, and even some of my local little potholes that I can kill some ducks in. So.
And if I wanted to duck hunt, what would be the best time of year to do that?
Mid-October. Let the season open up. You got your first 2 or 3 weeks where you got a lot of guys out there in our area. Mid-October through November is phenomenal duck hunting in our area, and there's less people out. So the colder it gets, the less hunters there are, and it's easier to get a spot on Puckaway or the Grand River Marsh. So.
And as far as being in the Horicon zone for goose hunting, is that something that you can help clients obtain a permit if needed?
Yeah, feel free to call me or reach me through email or phone call, and I can help you apply for your goose tags and